Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. All right, this video is going to look at the comments that you guys have left on my videos, and also a little bit of information in response to something that you guys said. So let's just start from there and get going, shall we? Let's go. Here's the first thing we're going to discuss today. Remember, I told you that the gentleman got in trouble for writing that article and basically asking if Meghan was insane because she went to Uvalde and on a private jet, and she brought staff, she brought bodyguards, she brought camera people, she brought everybody, and she made a spectacle of herself. And it's pretty obvious that she was taping and doing all of that for the Netflix special, because why else would she need it? And Margaret McKee pointed out, who in this world is going to think, oh, I must take out a subscription with Netflix so that I can see more footage of Megaliar laying some flowers? Fair point. And remember this story where I spoke about the fact that Harry and Meghan announced that they were going to have their daughter's birthday party, and they expected all the family to just drop everything and come, even though it had already been announced where all the royals were going to be 6 months ahead of time because, they were going around the Commonwealth for the Platinum Jubilee. Well, Lin Wen pointed out, so they wanted William and Catherine to snub the entire nation? It would appear, Lin Wen, that yes, they did. Finally, we have the discussions about Harry and Meghan's titles openly being discussed by senior royals, whether they should lose them or not. And Danielle pointed out that the official titles to the royal family should have been removed 2 years ago. And I have to say, I completely agree. Imagine how much crap could have been avoided all the way around if the royal family had just removed those titles 2 years ago. It would have been like ripping off a Band-Aid, Then we have the comment that was sent out in the press release that basically Harry and Meghan were very upset by the booing. So they heard everybody outside the church booing when they went in and booing when they came out. That's obvious. Twisted Sister pointed out that she's glad the booing upset Meghan because now it's perfectly clear that Harry and Meghan are unwelcome in the beautiful UK. And Anne-Marie Fleming pointed out that she loves the smell of karma in the morning. I have to agree. All right, let's move on to some of our stories now. Dan Wooten came out and pointed out that the Jubilee showed how big the rift is between William and Harry, the two families. But it also pointed out that Harry and Meghan are even bigger pariahs than Andrew. But they're at a point where they need the monarchy more than ever, and that could create a big problem. So let's look at a couple of things. First of all, Harry and Meghan are claiming that they were the ones who've been snubbed throughout the entire visit. However, they were invited to the luncheon afterwards, and they snubbed the royal family and didn't show up. I mean, that's actually how it went. Harry and Meghan snubbed them because of the way things went at the cathedral. It's being reported that Charles and William made it very plain that they will no longer allow even the smallest detail of their family relationships being used as fodder for Harry and Meghan after they, spilled everything on U.S. network CBS about private conversations. I still find it shocking that the way they trashed the family at every turn and then flew over and expected to just be greeted with open arms. I mean, I just don't understand it. What's being reported is that the royal family has actually come out stronger than ever, which I have to agree. I think everything that Harry and Meghan done have backfired. Their star is falling and the royal family's is going up. And the royal family has essentially moved on without them, which is, kind of ironic because now Harry and Meghan need to keep a closer proximity to those relatives to help with Netflix. They need to keep their brand relevant. The book is coming out supposedly, and it's being said by the family that if Harry attacks his father, his stepmother, his brother, any of them, the relations will never recover and they will be cut off. But if the two of them, if Harry and Meghan respect the Queen as much as they keep saying that they do, they should put her feelings before their desire to settle scores. I agree. Do I think they're going to be able to do that? Nope. Now, while this is going on, there's a rumor out that Meghan and Harry are begging the royal family to take them back. Now, what it's saying is that Harry is regretting his choice that they left their royal duties. He wants to rebuild relationships with the family. And the way he sees it, life is too short to bear a grudge. Yeah, I find that hard to believe considering his behavior at the Platinum Jubilee. They're saying that Harry is homesick, which I also find difficult because after all, hasn't he told everybody how much anxiety he has? You know, they're saying he still loves being in the United States, but it hasn't been a cakewalk. Now that I believe. I think Spotify and Netflix have had it with them. And I think they're running out of money. And I think they're going to want to run back. I think they're going to try to cut some deals with other people. And I think nobody in the world is going to make a deal with them since they haven't been able to keep up with the 2 deals that they signed. Just my opinion. The royal family will never take them back. They're running out of money. I think they're going to be seeing some desperate action soon. Okay, moving on. All right, there was a discussion online where Richard Eden said that Prince William has moved on from Harry. He just doesn't see him in his present or in his future anymore. Just watch this.
And a little insight again into William's attitude at the weekend in a profile, Richard, where it was suggested he had, quote unquote, moved on from the row with Harry. Now, that could mean forgive and forget, or it could mean done with this. And it's unlikely to be the former, isn't it?
I think it's a really interesting phrase, and I think that it's a sort of accurate reflection of where we are, that he, essentially, Harry is almost someone from his past, I'm sorry to say.
Gosh, that's a sad thing to say.
It sounds brutal, and it is sad, but he's not part of the future that William envisages and is almost irrelevant to that. And we saw that in a pretty stark way at the...
I completely agree. I think William realizes that if he comes back, he's going to have to come back with Meghan. Nobody wants to deal with Meghan. She lies consistently. She's lied repeatedly. Harry also, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not laying it all on Meghan. Harry's got some severe mental health issues. But like I said before, instead of marrying somebody who would help him, he married somebody that's exacerbating his problems. All right, let's move on. Now we're discussing what's going to happen and what Harry and Meghan will be called if their titles are gone. It just depends, I guess, on how they give them up. If Harry and Meghan give them up themselves, all their titles, then they will be Mr. and Mrs. Harry Mountbatten Windsor. That's what they'll be known as. Now it's also being said that she would be called HRH, Her Royal Highness Princess Henry of Wales. The thing is, they've been banned from using the HRH. So she would simply say, Princess Henry. Would she try to make it Princess Meghan? She may try, but that's not the correct title. She would be Princess Henry. Now remember, she only has the Duchess title through her marriage. She actually doesn't hold a title on her own. It's a courtesy of their marriage. Just remember that. And it should be understood that since she doesn't own them in her own right, she would not be known as Princess Meghan. There you go. You don't apply your own name. That only if she were to divorce. Then, in keeping with custom, her Christian name would prefix her formal title. So then, if they were to divorce, then she would become Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, or Meghan, Princess Henry of Wales. If they ever divorce, that's what she would be known as. But if they give them up themselves, then they're just Mr. and Mrs. Harry Mountbatten Windsor. So as soon as Meghan figures out that she can divorce Harry, because I've told you guys before, it's like having a third child in the house. She's carrying the relationship. At some point, I'm sure she'll get sick of it. But when that happens, my point is, she can keep the princess title. Yeah, she can keep the title and she'll get millions of dollars from him and she can, toddle off with the kids. That's what I think will happen. Yeah, I don't think she'll do any better solo than she's doing with Harry, but just a thought. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is Gayle King. Now, I told you guys that Gayle King went on Good Morning America and was talking about Meghan and Harry and spilling the beans and backing up her best friend Oprah and the interview. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of clips where she's talking to prove what I'm saying. So let's start with what she said on Good Morning America. We're going to start off with the transcript of what she said. As I told you guys before, she went on Good Morning America and said that William had spoken, Harry had spoken to William and his father, and the words she was given was that those conversations were not productive, okay? And by the way, here's the video of it. Listen to this.
To break news, but I did actually call them to see how they were feeling, and it's true. Harry has talked to his brother, and he has talked to his father too. The word I was given was that those conversations were not productive.
Then she went on to say what really the whole thing was about. Listen to this.
The royal family, when all they wanted all along was for the royals to intervene and tell the press to stop with the unfair, inaccurate, false stories that definitely have a racial slant.
Later on, she went on another show. Now remember, she's Oprah's best friend, and Oprah had this interview and it was starting to fall apart, right? Because people were finding out that Meghan had lied. So listen to this. She repeatedly said things and repeated things that were in the interview like this. Listen to this.
Hit that. But to hear Meghan talk about how she sought help because she felt that she was having suicidal thoughts, that she said, look, I need help here, to reach out for help and be told that, no, we can't give it to you.
Now, that's a perfect example, because what we know now, of course, is she didn't reach out to her mother, who's a therapist. She didn't reach out to her hand-picked team of medical doctors. She reached out to Harry, who didn't do anything for her. And then she claims she went to HR. That makes no sense. So now we know that she didn't reach out for help, and she tried to lay the blame at the palace. Okay, listen to this next whopper that Gayle tried to back up online.
I mean, once it's called out and called out repeatedly, you don't normally see people working inside your own circle to disparage you.
And in case you didn't catch that, that would be Gayle King claiming that the royal family was disparaging Harry and Meghan. Again. Okay, here's the last little clip. Listen to this.
I know, listen, but they never wanted to be in this new place. They never wanted to be in the States. They certainly didn't want to be in Los Angeles.
Now, she did say one other thing. Take a look at this. So, of course, Gayle also claimed that Meghan had receipts. We never saw the receipts. She never gave anybody the receipts. She just told people she had them. All right, enough with this. You don't see Gayle King anymore, just like you don't see Oprah anymore. All right, moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the last day of Ascot, and finally, Catherine and William were there. They rode in the carriage. They looked absolutely gorgeous and happy, as they always do. Here's a little video clip for you. So now Ascot is over. I really wish the Queen could have made it at least one day. That would have been nice. But of course, we all understand why that is what it is. By the way, this dress, I believe, is a rewear. Anyway, they both look fabulous. All right, let's finish up our video for today, shall we? Well, it happened. Toodles jumped up into my lap. And of course, the second Finn heard me talking to Toodles and realized he was in my lap. She was in my lap. He got all upset. Watch this. Somebody jumped on my lap this morning. Toodles. Hi. Hi, pretty girl. Oh, and somebody heard me talking. Yeah, Mr. Jealousy here. It's okay, Finn. Toodles. Toodles. Yeah, Finn. Toodles. It's okay, Finn. I still love you. I give you all the attention. Yeah. All right, Toodles, chill out. So once again, keep those comments coming. You see I'm reading them. I'm taking in everything you're saying. Don't forget to check the subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. If not, hit the button and subscribe. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter, Getter, Rumble. You can email me. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.